goals, dreams and goals, dreams and goals. Get
Said,
results.
oh yeah, Wonder Boy is my uncle. And this dorky white guy. I was just like, hey, and dude, people got so upset. I was like, holy shit.
Wilding, unnecessary.
Blackbeard.
Yeah, but like it was sexual chocolate when I first started, and like the reason.
Love that.
Actually, it was a whole thing about it. So my favorite movie first off is Coming to America.
Should we say this?
Yes, let's do. Are we rolling? Oh, we're rolling. So we're rolling on the DD show, and you're getting the tea already. Let's go. Favorite movie with now you know, but you like to give an introduction. Sexual chocolate. That one's for the ladies. Okay,
ladies.
It's Blackbeard. Look, not DJ. It's just Blackbeard. That's Players Club only. When you become so elite, you don't have to say DJ. You just say Blackbeard, and they know. So welcome, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you.
So coming to America.
Yeah. So like my name before that, of course, was DJSC, stood for DJ Sexual Chocolate.
That's so awesome.
I changed it up because I grew up. But you know,
but did you really?
But did you really? Okay, we're gonna say, I guess, Blackbeard. I'm still there. I'm still sexy. I'm still a sexually large black man. Is what it is. But I changed it up because like you can't just run around. I mean, once you hit that age, you like run around calling another man sexual chocolate. You can't.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's like we're going to see Sexual Chocolate tonight. What?
Hold up. Like,
pause.
Are we going to the? We're going to the male boomer room.
Yeah, what kind of strip club are we going to? Yeah.
We're not doing that. That's why, like, it was funny. I was good friends with Big Black.
Really?
And rest in peace, Black. And
funny story. Bam Bam used to be my roommate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Small world. Castle Hills.
You probably partied with me over at Blue Martini.
I was gonna say you used to go to Blue Martini because all the cougs. Yeah,
that's
people
what it was.
People didn't know that because his baby mama was here, so he was always out and go to Blue Martini, dude, every Thursday and every Sunday.
That was your boy.
That was your boy. Fucking crazy.
That was your boy.
Yeah, that was when he was living here in Plano or whatever, and then Bam Bam was my roommate, and we lived at Castle Hills.
That's
crazy small world.
That's crazy small world. Yeah, because Blue Martini was it. Shout to Legacy. Shout out to it. But like, actually because of Blue Martini, that's how I got my first residency in Vegas.
Really? Where were you residency at?
So I got a residency at Blue Martini. They were flying me out. Like, what I would do is play Thursdays. They fly me out on Fridays. I'd fly back on Saturdays, play Saturday night here, then do a Cowboys game on Sunday.
That's crazy.
And then growing in that following, I ended up getting One Oak. And started doing all that. I got into Hakkasan and now I became a blackout artist, which is all the Vegas resident DJs out there. So I move around Vegas a little bit, move around Miami. I'm playing Detroit this weekend.
I love Detroit. I lived in Detroit for a year, and the funny story is one of my homies, like one of my best friends, is one of the main guys at Hakkasan.
Okay.
So every time we go, Derek. Every time we're there, obviously you know Derek too.
Yeah.
So like he was just, it's wild. Yeah.
Very very small world, man. And I used to live in Southfield actually.
Really?
Yeah. Southfield, right outside of Detroit, and then
I was in Troy.
Okay.
So I was in Troy for about a year.
Yeah.
I loved it until the first winter we were ever there. Well, the first winter wasn't that cold. And I was like, man, y'all are tripping. Detroit's the best. It's not even that cold. So the first winter, we had got there October, November. But it was like it was their warmest winter they'd ever had. So it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But man, that next one, it was like 6 days of straight snow. It didn't stop. It was like you couldn't see out your windows.
Right.
And you went outside and your face just hurt. And it's like there was a guy that like went to check the mail in Troy and like froze to death because he locked himself out or something. And I'm like, yo, you don't have this in Texas. I'm out. So we said we're done.
Texas's weather is bipolar. You either know you'll get all 4 seasons in a day.
Yeah.
So, but like I'll take Dallas because we know what's coming.
Exactly.
We know what's coming. But like you all of a sudden you just get this depression up in Detroit that you can't get out of. No sun. I'm done. I'm over it.
It's tough.
But I'm playing Zuzu.
Wow.
This weekend. So I guess we'll get weird. So I'm there to get weird up there and then be back. But like the game is the game's real right now. It's I thought I was slow this summer.
Yeah.
And I just looked at my calendar, was like, nah, we just starting.
Isn't it crazy? Like when you reach like that's obviously huge, right? If you're starting off at a DJ, you're probably playing kids' birthday parties when you get out, right? You're doing whatever you can, and then you go up to like a Vegas residency. But then you just said it. It's like I think people with success they struggle with that. They're like, oh, man, I'm dead. I ain't doing anything. And you're like, oh wow, I'm actually booked. But the mindset is like, I ain't doing enough. I ain't doing enough. It's crazy.
Yeah, that really is the mindset. Like I still feel like I'm not doing enough because I know where I want to be.
Yeah.
Being the Cowboys DJ, been there this is my 16th season coming on.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And it's an absolute blessing. Like I absolutely love this organization. And being a part of this, it's like I've been able to watch it grow, even though it was already huge. Mm-hmm. And watching how the Jones family, how, as a man, it is we really want to strive for what Jerry has built because we're like, I want to do it for my kids. I want to leave them something. And as a kid, I always wanted to leave something for my family because I knew that and my father and my mom are the most amazing people in the world. But we also have that, like, I want to leave that generational wealth.
Yeah.
And that's something that he's done. When you walk into that organization, you see his sons, his daughter, how they are next on deck. Then you also see his grandchildren next on deck. And you're like, this is a family organization. And this is what worth $9.2 billion now?
It's crazy.
That's
crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You buy it for $100 million, turn it to $9.2 billion?
Yeah.
Insane.
He's great. I'm a huge Dr. Jerry Buss, rest his soul. I'm a Lakers guy, and I laugh all the time. It's like I love my son's name's Kobe, my daughter's name's Gianna. All my kids have come home in purple and gold. Like I love the Lakers, and it's hard. I live in Dallas, so I've come to respect the Mavericks because it's like I live here, and you want your city to win. I'm not a football fan. I'm a basketball, but I want the Cowboys to win, right?
Right.
I did actually have this mindset when I first moved here. I was coming out from here. I was a Cowboy hater, right? And then I was like, man, I'm just a hater. Like I'm what I despise. I'm cheering for a team to lose for no reason. Nah, that's fucked up. And so I started like, dude, see him win, right? It's good. You want to see him win, and it's like if the Mavs are playing the Lakers, of course I want the Lakers to win. But if they're not, go Mavs, right? You want to cheer for them. But what he's done reminds me a lot of what Jerry Buss did, and people don't realize that the NBA would not be here if it wasn't Jerry Buss because he got the cable deal, TV deal. He brought the Advo in house. He financed a lot of it. But what he did with his kids to me is like what I love, and I was today's my son's birthday, so Connor is. Thank you. He just turned 7 today, which is crazy. And I was talking to my wife today, and she was like, "Oh, like, what are we getting Connor?" And then I said, "I think next year I'm gonna buy him like a laundromat or something, or like a company." She was like, "What are you talking about?" And I go, "You know what? It starts that like even if it's a business that's profiting a couple thousand a month, right?
Right.
It's to teach him that I want to build that enterprise where like, look, when he's 18, 19, whatever it is, he's gonna have two choices. He's gonna go to college and pursue something. If that's what he wants to do, I'm your biggest fan. But what if he doesn't have that? Why not have him in the family? Like you see these Jones, you see the Buss, and I'm like, and then I start to wonder, was that actually their driving force, not the team? Like, because you think, was Buss's, he wanted the Lakers to win. He was a super competitive guy, but was really his driving force because all of his kids work for him. You see Jones, all of his kids work for him, and you wonder, is that part of the driving force?
We look at when's the last time we had a championship? At the same time, I believe that the family wants the championship just as bad as everybody else, but also we have to look at life and say, I still am a man, and I still want to leave this profit for my family so they can grow.
Yeah.
And a championship's going to come. We know that, but you also have to build that brand so that way you can have longevity. And I'm with you on that. Like my wife and I, we totally agree. My ex-wife, but like,
shout out to the current wife, ex-wife. No shout out.
So like,
just kidding.
But we agree. we agree that we want to build that wealth. And like I was telling, and I've always said, I would like for my kids, if they want to go to college, cool, I'll be your biggest fan. But start a business because
100%.
I lived that life. Like there's a photo like I have it hidden on my Facebook, and don't be trying to find it because it's hidden. But like I literally looked like a car insurance like a life insurance salesman with my ex-wife. Like total different dude. Like completely. Like I don't even know how I called myself sexual chocolate that time. Yeah. Like and just
in business beard.
Boy. Well here's the wild part. Like here's a crazy part about this story. I helped launch Sirius Satellite Radio. I helped develop 3D televisions with Sony. I helped develop Android phones with Motorola, and I did IT for Dell. All the same time trying to DJ.
Wow.
And like build my family. So like because and I went to Texas Tech. Actually I played ball for the Barcelona Dragons, went to Texas Tech, and also went to Blinn College. And with all that, because they were telling me, go climb the ladder, get the degree, do all this type of stuff, because that's what you're taught to do.
Yeah, that's gonna get you there.
It's gonna get you there. That's bullshit.
It's not.
It's not gonna get you there. No. All you're gonna do is climb that ladder and get paid minimum wage while a CEO is taking a 62% raise and you getting a 1%, maybe 2% raise. And as much as, I love capitalism, I get it. At that point, I get it. But when I took that leap of when I got the divorce and everything, because I'm taking that leap as a man, I'm like, okay, I'm sacrificing a family. And it was more of like, I didn't really care about her, I care about my kids.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do in my free time? I can sulk and be like, I hate life, or I can just go take life by the balls and just go at it and try to take over the world. And that was the pure motivation, was my kids. And to get to a point now that I can just say, yo, kids, we're gonna go to New York today. Oh, yo, you wanna jump on tour with me? We're gonna go on tour with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to get to that and still also say, you know what, my goal is Ibiza. My goal is Dubai. My goal is South Africa. The goal,
that's awesome.
The goal is not for me, but I know the profit will come with the destination. So the goal for me is to be able to travel the whole entire world, take my family with me, and leave them something that they can have for their future and build off of their future. My oldest is on the spectrum of autism, and she wants to start her own restaurant.
That's awesome.
So Dad's gonna help fund that.
What kind of restaurant?
She doesn't know yet.
She doesn't know?
She's a great cook.
Like if you got so my son's one of my sons, his godfather owns Arman's in South Lake, which is a great it's been #1 Italian for like 15 years in a row.
Yeah.
Dude, it's phenomenal. But if you ever want to take her by there, let me know, because like if she wants to go in there and like cook with him or something, like he loves stuff like that. Like go in there and just like chop it up, like they do it. It's cool.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Love to.
And it's good food. Hey bro. It's good. And I hate him, so no shout out to Arman, but it's like his food though, it's phenomenal. What do you think the switch was? I think this is true. I used to chase money all the time, and I thought it was weird for me because I chased money in corporate America, right? That's what I always thought. Like money. It was like I made 100,000, I wanted 125. I made 125, and then what was really strange is when I made the switch to become an entrepreneur, I actually stopped chasing money, which was the weirdest and almost scariest thing ever. But now I've had the most money in my life, but it was a completely different switch where I started chasing. But mine was my son was born. And I was like, man, I come from rough beginnings, and it's like, I was like that. I was always trying to pretend I was someone else, not like, and I was laughing today because I don't blend in usually where I go, because I'm usually like in J's, I got a chain on, fitted hat. So people are like, oh, you're a CEO? And like, yeah.
Right.
With we have $100 million plus company, so it's not the norm. But when I was working in the corporate America fitness industry, I would try to wear a suit. I would try to dress like slacks. And it's like, dude, this isn't me.
I'm not comfortable.
I can't, I'm so unauthentic, but I thought this is the part I had to play. And then when I just said, man, fuck it, I'm going to go chase something else. And I started chasing legacy. I started chasing stuff for my kids. Right. It was like it all switched, and it was really weird. But what made, because you said, obviously went through the divorce, went through with what was there something that happened that made you do that switch?
So here's what it was, honestly. The switch was, I was working for LG. And I'd never been fired from a job in my life. And all of a sudden, I was there for 30 days, because that was like near the end of, I'd say 20, I say 2011.
Yeah.
2011, 2012. And that summer, and I came into, well, I get a phone call from the boss. He was like, "Hey, this just ain't gonna work out." And I'm like, I'm already going through shit with the ex at that time, and I'm like, I don't know. And I kind of just put it in God's hands at that time. I was like, God, this is what you want me to do. Do something. And an hour later, I got a phone call from Glass Cactus at the Gaylord Hotel.
Yeah.
Offering me what I was making in 2 weeks and one night. And I was like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I had been with the Cowboys since 2009. So I hadn't taken it serious. I hadn't taken anything serious. I took everything with a grain of salt. I've been DJing for clubs, and I was DJing at FC Dallas, and then the Cowboys, and doing the games and stuff like that. But nothing was serious. But once I got that gig, understanding, hey, I've got more free time. I'm not a slave to the industry of a billionaire.
Yeah.
I can actually go make something happen for myself and be happy doing it. Because the reason why I DJ in the first place outside of myself is a lot of people are going through shit every single day.
Yeah.
You get 4 hours with me. So it's my job to make sure that you forget everything. Like if you walked in, you had a free cover, or you got somebody buying a table, you got whatever, you got 4 hours, or even if I'm doing a 2 hour set, a headline in 1 hour, you got that hour to spend with me and forget all the bullshit you got going on in your life.
Yep.
That's my job as a DJ. A lot of DJs won't tell you that because they think it's about them.
Yep.
And it's about the show. Like if you were to go to a movie, it's like I see you got a Shaft poster. If you go see Shaft and Shaft was trash, you would trash the movie.
Yeah.
I am not trash. So I want you to come back and get that show.
Exactly.
And so again, my passion came from the performance, but it also came from not wanting to be a slave to the industry and also give my children the opportunities that they deserve. Growing up, like my dad did very well for my family. My mom did very well, but like also a lot of my family is still in the hood. Like my extended family was in the hood. Yeah. They were the ones that got out. And we moved to Plano. So I'm a kid that's like bounced around from Detroit, Nashville, Plano, and stuff like that to going to Plano East, where I got homies driving Supras and Vipers and stuff like that.
This is different. Yeah.
Right.
I have a buddy we have a guy that works here, and he's like, "Man, I grew up in the hood." I'm like, "Dude, you grew up in Plano."
Right.
He's like, "Well," I'm like, "Bro,
East Plano is not the hood."
Plano. No,
I went to Plano East.
Yes,
it
you didn't grow up. He's like,
"No,"
but I'm like, from the streets. I'm like, "Listen,
get the hell out of here."
Yeah, it's funny.
I'm from Memphis.
Yeah, it's different. Well, I go, listen, man. I lived in Detroit for a year, and only a year. And I loved it, which probably says more about me than it's probably not a good thing. But I
so it's your hustle.
But I like it because you know what's crazy? I say this: the nicest, most unracist people in the world were from Detroit, dude. It was cool. Yeah. Like you literally could the crazy thing was you could walk down Detroit and people were just like, "Hey, how's it going?" I remember first time we ever went to breakfast. We went to the spot, and we might have been the only white people in there. We're like, "Oh, okay, cool."
There's no judgment when you broke.
No, they were like, "Hey, what's up?" People were talking. It was crazy. People, where y'all from? Like, what gave it away? And one guy goes, "Hey, man, where you from?" I said, "What gave it away? The Texas plates." He was like, "No," and I was like, "Ah, it's because I'm like we were." But it was, man, when we left, waitress comes over with a ticket. She's like, somebody took care of it for you." I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Yeah, it happened twice to us when we were in Detroit. That some random table." So find out we were from Texas and just said, "Here you from?" And I was like, it was cool. Now, on the flip side is they also have signs that say enter at your own risk in the city. And I'm like, they will tell you the cops don't go over there. And I was like, you better listen because they won't come save you over there. So it was
like my ex-girlfriend lived off of Adelia in Dallas. Police didn't come to her neighborhood.
Yeah, they don't.
They was like, they're just not doing it.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that there are sections where it's just bad.
Yeah.
And there's no cleanup.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff like, I mean, again, I in Memphis, Orange Mound, have fun. Have fun.
You be careful.
Be careful going through that. Like you have to know, and again, this is anywhere. You have to know your surroundings. And again, my best saying is, as a DJ and just in life, read the room.
Yeah,
read the
seriously.
fucking room.
Dude, my wife always says that, like, something like, we'll have someone like work here and quit and on like terrible terms, like theft. And like one of our top people will go comment or like on something they just post right after. And my wife's like, read the fucking room. Like, come on, seriously? You know, it is. And but back to what you said about the DJ. It was really, it's funny you said that because I didn't want to go. We went to the Usher concert in Vegas, and because we go to Vegas a lot. Vegas is like second home. We
gotta go do Vegas together then.
Let's go. Hey, dude,
second home. Let's go.
It's literally second home. We go all the time. We film a lot of pods out there. We just recently went on, did like 8 pods. Like we do a lot there. And but my wife wanted to go to Usher, right? So we went and we did the VIP was on the stage. And I will say is like I was like, I don't know. I like concerts, but I'm not like, oh, I gotta go. But I'll tell you, it was actually probably one of my favorite concerts I've ever been to. And the reason why, the DJ before the show was such a crowd pleaser that it set the thing off. And then we went to another concert and it wasn't. I felt like I was listening to the radio. Like I felt like it was cool, but it wasn't. The guy at the Usher, I'll tell you, I looked out there and the entire crowd was swag surfing at one point.
Yeah.
And it was like his transitions and from a song to a song, it was like, you know how it is. Like, you don't want to go from this song to a certain song because it kills the vibe. Read the room.
Read the room.
It was like he didn't miss a beat. And I was like, I was so hyped that Usher could have been terrible. And I would have been like, this is the greatest show I've ever been to. And then, of course, Usher came out and absolutely killed it. And it was like, now I'm like, this might be the greatest show I've ever been to, greatest concert because of the performance. But it started with the DJ because I felt like although it was about him, he didn't make it about him. He made it about the crowd. And it was like, who's from Texas, stand up? Who's from Cali, Vegas? Like, and then now everybody stand. It was like he got everybody in the room to get hype. And you're looking out and you're like, dude, what just happened? I feel like I was in a club, like getting it done.
And that's the art of a great DJ that understands it. He's reading that whole room. People don't understand. Like, I could do one of two things on these tours. I could play the same set every single night, or I could play for the city that I'm in.
Yes.
And that's one thing I learned with the Cowboys. When we would win, I'm playing all Dallas. We going in, and I'm just playing for us. Sometimes though, it would suck when the Bay Area came in. So Bay Area came in. I'm heavy E40. I'm heavy Mac Dre. I'm heavy Too Short because I got all these red jerseys in front of me.
So you have to appeal to the audience,
right? I'm appealing to that room, and then like when Washington can play. Y'all might not know this. There's a style in Washington called go-go music. So I'm playing go-go when Washington comes in. Fuck Philly. I ain't playing nothing for Philly.
Yeah. Shit, man. For the birds.
Fuck them. But again, it's understanding the styles and the room, and then also that's what's kind of carried me over in getting those opportunities and understanding that you've got to, and like this is why I love Vegas is. You know, America is this big melting pot. Yeah. And you go to Vegas, you're gonna hear like in the first when the doors open, because I'm that guy. Like when I go to a club in Vegas, I want to walk right in right when the doors open. Everybody else like, oh, I'm gonna show up at like midnight. I'm trying to get the whole experience, especially as a DJ.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to what they're playing on the West Coast because they're gonna play heavy West Coast early.
Yeah.
Then as the riffraff of everybody else starts to come in, that's when they're going to touch on everything. They're going to hit you from New York to Miami. They're going to hit you with the big room EDM. They're going to hit you with deep house. They're going to hit you with everything and take you on that full roller coaster. Yeah. And that to me is what I love about going to Vegas. I really do love that the sound. Like we always know, like Miami's gonna give you Miami sound.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's the same thing.
It's all the same.
But if you go to the right spots in Vegas, you're gonna get a different sound in every single one of them. And I mean, the world still flies in just for that. And I mean, I was going out there. I ended up after getting laid off by Sirius XM, they called me probably like 3-4 years later, and they had the CES convention in Las Vegas. Now, instead of working that Like I would have to work those, and it would be 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. and like working them on my feet and stuff like that. They call me now to DJ it.
That's awesome.
And to be able to like get that check.
Yeah. And
first off, compared to that
middle finger too, of like right? I did it. Right?
I did it.
Yeah.
Like y'all actually called me for it. And then on top of it is like now we have crazy like celebrities and like so the first time I'm doing a show with Audion, and Audion is a huge EDM DJ, and me and him we kick it and we become really cool. I guess we got that kid wasted at Hyatt one night. Got pictures online. That one.
hidden,
but like
allegedly.
And then the next day I'm just doing my thing, and I'm fucking up CES. Shaq rolls through. He nods me up, and this is before DJ Diesel nods me up and daps me up. Then all of a sudden, my boy grabs me on the shoulder like aggressively. I was like, "Bruh, I'm in my zone." He's like, "Stevie Wonder just walked in the booth," and I was like, "What? Huh?" And I'm gonna tell y'all, Stevie can see. I said what I said.
Yeah.
Because he beelined it towards the DJ booth. I mean, of course, he could hear my monitor. My monitor is always blaring. So he beelines it, and his handler comes up and just like grabs my hand, like right when I'm about to scratch it, and he's like, "Stevie Wonder wants to take a picture with you." And I'm like, "Holy shit.
That's awesome."
The God.
Yeah.
And he whispers in my ear when I get down, he goes, "I just want to let you know you're a great damn DJ."
That's amazing.
Boy, if you couldn't, at that point.
You cry at that point, really, though? It's like, that's amazing.
Like, you get the blessing of Stevie Wonder, and
you got a head nod from Shaq? Like,
and a head nod from Shaq?
Because Shaq just goes,
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And, like, you get that all in an hour, like, and people stopped and just gathered around that whole booth. And, again, I didn't even... I would say probably more lately have I really realized and really soaked up that moment, because as we've grown, and I'm sure that you've done this. You've been so focused that you've forgotten to soak up moments that like really are pivotal moments in your life until you look back and somebody happened to have a picture and you're like, "Oh shit,
I forgot about that.
Completely forgot about that." And then all of a sudden you start to replay it back in your brain, and then you start to really look at the scale of like what it was. And every year as I'm growing with the Cowboys and stuff like that, I'm so focused on that plaza being the best spot for anybody to come into the stadium and just turn up before the game, that I'm literally just blacked out the whole entire time and just I'm not paying attention. Then all of a sudden the year ends and I'm like, did we just go through a whole entire season?
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah. It was like August to January is a blur for me, like absolute blur, because I'm still hustling the same way that I'm hustling out from February to August, but I've got guaranteed shows that I must do to build that other brand.
Yep. So
it's like your mindset never really shut down. Just go, are we here?
Yeah.
Right? Because again, it's all about the end goal. It's all about that end goal of where you're going to be 10, 15 years from now, and where's your family going to be 10, 15 years from now. And I respect so many people's hustles and understanding of their sacrifices. Lately, my wife and I, we were talking about my wife. I've had some friends. I've had this conversation with 4 people in the past week, including my nephew, and they were like, "I'm tired of working, and I'm starting to see the writing on the wall that I'm not going to grow." And I was like, "Start your own business."
That's the key. It's the growth.
Right. It's the growth.
It's anywhere. If you don't, as I say, like you either have to start the business, but it's not for the weak.
Right. It's not for the weak.
It's not for the weak. Or you have to be a part of a business that's growing, that sees your value and will allow you to grow with them.
Right.
Otherwise, you're screwed. Because if you don't believe in your own vision, you have to believe in somebody else's vision. And if you're not, The money, the raises, all that will not matter unless you're a part of something that's going to allow you to grow as a person and be a part of something that's going to advance you.
1,000%. And you have to know that if you're going to own the business, you're going to have to sacrifice
everything.
Like, you got to sacrifice everything. You don't get, like, I missed all of my grandparents' funerals because I had a game.
Yep.
All of them. I've missed half of my children's birthdays. I've missed football games, and I'm the coach. I've missed just the first time my daughter's first Halloween. I DJ'd a show during the daytime on Saturday. Then I did Glass Cactus. I did Blue Martini that night before. Got done with it at 3 o'clock. Got home at 3 o'clock. Had a 7 a.m. call time for a Cowboys game. And Halloween was that Sunday night. I came home and I laid down for just a second. I'll just say it. My asshole ex-wife didn't wake me up. And I missed my daughter's first Halloween. When I tell you that hurt me for years, and I had to compartmentalize and understand and say, I'm gonna miss out on a lot once I was out of it. And I probably think that might have motivated me a little more because I had already missed one. So you can't sit up here and soak it in and say, you did this on purpose. You are at fault for all this. I had to say, no. We made it was an accident, but these next ones, if I'm going to miss it, it's going to be meaningful. Like, there's a reason behind it. It's not like I'm doing this for $100 to come over here and say, hey man, I'm gonna have to tell my son I'm gonna have to miss your recital today or miss your last football game for $100. No, fuck that. Y'all keep that $100.
Yeah.
But like, if it's a big one, and it's like,
but it could, and it could set you up for something else.
Right.
That's what people don't realize sometimes. But what if that's also what people don't realize is, well, it's not about the money. Well, it is, man. The money's a tool and supports your family, and like, it could. What if that's your family's only $100?
Right.
You got to do that, and
right.
People don't. I've changed my mindset a lot over the last probably year. Of instead of sacrifice, I've called it an investment. And so when people tell me, it's like, oh, why are you sacrificing your family? I'm like, no, man, I'm investing because I'm trying to give my family the opportunity, right? And things come about. Like, so coming up, we had a Vegas trip to do some pods, and I was just telling him, I was like, man, you know what? I think I'm gonna cancel that, and then like Friday, Saturday, I'm just gonna take my son because it's his birthday. And so, but if I didn't have money, I wouldn't be able to do that, right? And because I'm like, oh, we're doing 7 or 8 next week. We had you today, and I'm like, so we're going to be set for a little bit. So you know what? I have like 3 or 4 out there. I'm going to put them on hold till next month because we'll have plenty, right? And do something like that. But it's all the other investments for the past years of, dude, same thing, man. I missed Kobe's second birthday. We couldn't afford daycare, so Connor was coming with me to work every single day because my wife was working pregnant. We couldn't afford daycare. He was having to come with me. I missed birthdays. Today's Connor's birthday, right? Like today's his birthday, and I know it's a Tuesday, but my wife's right now is having his birthday party. Right. But we have work, man. We have real stuff here to do, and so it's like, hey, I love you, but I can't. But something funny will happen, man. Last year he had a party at the house, swim party, and his friends were over, and one of his friends asked, Connor, why do you guys have this house with the pool, man? It's really nice. I wish I had a house like this. And my son goes, well, we have this because my dad works really hard. He goes to work every day. And they're like, well, my dad goes to work too, but we don't have this. And he goes, well, my dad just works harder than your dad. I was like, oh, shit. But it was like, but he was meant it in such a genuine way. Right. But it's instilled in him. He knows, he goes, every day, like he knows dad goes to work. And so you wonder, for the last 6 years, I've wondered, like, does he understand? And at 7 years old, he starts to already understand that daddy is doing something for you guys, and I love you guys. And it was like, it's really the last, I would say 3 to 6 months, dude. I can see it in his eyes. He understands it. And I'm like, it got me emotional the other day because I was like, wow, man, he knows that daddy might not be here, but it's not because daddy doesn't want to be here. It's because daddy's out trying to build something for the future for him, Gianna, Kobe, and my wife, that they can have something that I think something that hit me recently was I was doing financial planning, and we had X amount of money in the bank, right? And we had an X amount life insurance policy. And the guy goes, do you know how long that money would last? And I said, I don't know. And he goes, with the money, the life insurance policy you have, and the cash you have in the bank and the assets, your wife could live her current lifestyle, not spend anything else splurging for the next 4 years, 5 years. And I go, what? And it hit me, and I go, what the fuck are you talking about? And he goes, your wife could live for the next 4, maybe stretch it to 6 years if she downgraded and lived in a different house. And I'm like, no. And that was about a little over a year ago. And bro, when I tell you that hit me like a ton of bricks, because I think all of us, we fail to realize what's going to happen. And like you look at it and you say you got $30,000 in your bank account. Your wife and kids can't even live for the rest of the year with that. Right. So let's say you have a $500,000 insurance policy. Well, maybe they live for the next 2 years. But what's going my oldest just turned 7 today. So for 5 years, that means when my son turns 12, my daughter turns 6, my son turns 9, my wife's going to be dead broke. Right. I'm like, man, I got some work to do. And that's when it's just like, all right, hey, bro, like, if you're not a part of my future, fuck out of the way. Hey, bro, if we're not building something together, like, I want to build something with you. I want to be a part of with you. And if you're not, hey, dude, no offense, I love you to death, but I'll see you never.
Right. Like, I mean, and you see that because you start to see people kind of like latch on instead of adding to.
Yes.
And you're like, listen, I don't have time for your bullshit. And people will take that as offensive because you feel like, I mean, people feel like, well, he's an asshole. No, I'm not an asshole. I just don't have time to carry you.
Yes.
And to show you what I'm already seeing and what I saw. Like your son, happy Father's Day, by the way. And
happy Father's Day.
And the other day I got 2 cards. Like my wife, my daughter, she doesn't like just hand them to. She's like, well, like just sit them down. They wrote a little thing to me, and my son said, Dad, I love you and thank you for working so hard and providing this life for us. And then he was like, and he said, I hope that you can help me create my YouTube channel.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's awesome.
So like, and again, he sees it.
Yeah.
He I know what he wants to in his life. And now, like you said, is that I don't have time. Now I'm like, okay, I'm looking at your studio. Okay, these are some things I might have to invest in to help create his YouTube, his YouTube channel, because I know nothing about it. I know DJing, but like
he's gonna have some sick beats though. As the intro.
Listen, man, I just made some bangers the other day.
That's awesome,
and it's really cool when you sit back and I'm like, I'm just gonna send this to my son. And he sends back a fire emoji.
That's so awesome.
You're like, yo, because like the kids are as older as we get, we're like, we look at our sons and daughters and we're like, I just want to be able to say, if I was in that friend circle that you would invite me in.
Yes, that's it, dude. You know what? Trust me. You know how. Look, listen. First of all, I have gotten some hate. You know, I put myself out there, right? So I'm sure as you have, you got some hate, right? So I've gotten some hate, and like I've posted a video of my kid, my kid's like, and I've had people like, your son looks like he has Down syndrome. And I'm like, apple doesn't fall from the tree, dude. What do you expect? It's like, I'm like, listen, man, you can't jump me off sides with that. I'm like, it is what it is.
I'm a fat boy.
It's like
I've always been a fat boy. It is what it is.
Unless you're going to say it to me in a dark alley, I don't really care. Because then if like, hey, man, you see me one day, and then if you say it's a different scenario. But dude, if you're just going to I'm not worried about it. But
this is behind you. I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah. That is my favorite rapper of all time.
Same here. And
Biggie is what, like, his flow is what made me sexy. Like this is where I got my swag from. My swag was like, listen, I'm a big dude and I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you own that shit.
Like I'm gonna own it. I'm not like I'm gonna smell good.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing I am gonna do. I might not hit the gym, but I'm a fucking smell good. So like, and that's where my swag and just like, if you like me, you take me as I am.
Exactly.
And, and when he said, to all the ladies in the place with style and grace, allow me to lace these lyrical douches in your bushes. Chill. Yeah. Like that to me was like, I could say this to any one of y'all and I can get you.
Yeah.
To be able to walk into anywhere and not just be like a guy that's like, I gotta go chase some tail. I gotta go chase for the next girl. I gotta do that. And you're just like, I'm just here. My father gave me, and I use this for all of life. It was the young bull and the old bull. Young bull said to the old bull, "Hey, let's run down there and get us one of them heifers." The old bull said, "Let's walk down and get them all." When you talk about patience and not being overzealous and just saying you can take life, you can walk down and get it instead of just being pure chaos and just getting one
away. Yeah,
and getting one. That's it's that metaphor is for so many things as a man, and I might catch shit for it, don't care. But like so many things for just in your life, you can cause chaos in your own life.
100. Most of it is caused from yourself.
Or you can just sit back and let chaos just go and just pass you by and just keep on going. You can fight through the storm and I'm just walking straight through it. If I can see the clear path, I can see the light, I'm just gonna keep going straight. I'm not gonna sit up here. Again, we're not taking on other people's bullshit.
Not at all, man.
Like I am a calm tornado, just walking straight through it.
It's gonna pass. And I started doing. I got so tired of justifying myself.
Yeah.
Like even I don't know, man, when it was, but about 2 years ago, I stopped drinking. Not because anything happened. I just like where I want to go. I just need to eliminate what I can. Did I give up drinking forever? No. And people kept asking me the other day. We were somewhere. And some people, "You want to drink?" I go, "Man, I'm good. I don't drink." And they go, "Why?" I go, "Why do you drink?"
I smoke weed, first off.
And no one can answer. Yeah, it's like, no, and that's why I say, I'm like, bro, if alcohol was founded later on in life, it would be illegal. 100%. And I'm like, who cares? And so I got tired of friends and people in your past, like, you think you're better than me. And I just start saying yes. I just said yes, or just look, because I'm like, yes, I do. You think you're an asshole? Yes.
You just hit a point. 12 years old, my grandmother says to me, "Why do you think you're better than everybody?" I go, "I don't. I just deserve more."
100%.
And I was like, all my cousins, everybody, friends, whoever, they can have what I want, but are they willing to go get it?
It's it. Put in the work and go get it. It's like that's all it boils down to. And you get tired of like, why do you think that I think I'm better than you just because I want more from my life? It has newsflash. It has nothing to do with you. This has to do with me.
If I really wanted to, I could have been a pro NFL player. If I wanted to, I didn't want to. I'm 41 years old, and I still, black don't crack, I still look like I'm 28, 30 years old, and I look like I could still play. I don't want to. I didn't want to. I thought that was going to be the driving force to get me where I wanted to be, not the focus of what I want to do. When I watch these players, I am mind blown to them. Like, I was in the elevator with Micah Parsons, and they call him the Lion because you see this passion. Like, I saw a fire, and I've never seen a fire in a person's eyes of what they want for their own success. Till I stood next to Micah Parsons after a Philadelphia win, going up an elevator, and this dude's eyes were like yellow and like. You know how you'll see a movie and you see them like that flame in it? Like I literally saw it. And you were like, this motherfucker will whoop somebody's ass.
Yeah. Like, he wants it all.
He wants it all. And like again, you see if we were standing next to Kobe, that's why he has Mamba. Like that's what it's about. So, it's something that there's a fire in these people that really light their success eventually down the road, and so many people said they couldn't do it. They told them that you're not going to do anything because you know why? You don't have that fire. You don't have that passion. You are a hater, even though you don't want to admit that you are a hater.
You're a hater.
A straight up hater. And you're going to have haters. If you don't have hate, that means you're not doing something right.
Exactly.
That means that like the people are just, and again, I want everybody to be successful. And I even posted this on my story the other day. It was a quote that said, me and you are not competition because I want you to win.
I want you to win too. But if you compete against me, I'm going to bury you.
I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah, it's like people don't. I'm
we're going to die today.
They get so offensive. And I'm like, so our industry, in the roofing industry mainly, like these people want to be fucking friends. And I'm like, listen, I'm on that Kobe shit, bro. If you're not with us, you're against us. And it's like Birdman said, you're either in the huddle or you're out the huddle. Right. And there's no, like, I don't want to be your friend. Now, I don't hate on you. I don't care. But if you compete with me, I want you to rethink your life choices because I want to bury you over and over and over. I don't want to be friends with you. I just don't.
It is us as men, like, pumping our chests, but at the same time,
peacock.
We are definitely there. It's a competitive nature that we have, but also it's friendly but unfriendly at the same time because I'm not trying to physically fight
exactly.
you.
That's not that.
And I'm not. And again, there's plenty of business out there. Like, you know, there's you might let's say in the roofing business. You might have a smaller square foot house right here next door, but then there's a bigger square foot. Monster, you got the monster over here. All of a sudden, the you've done the work on the smaller one, and the big one shows somebody that was a bargain. Who they gonna call when they saw the work on the smaller one better? You know what I'm saying? Like, you've done.
It's a competition.
It's a competition.
People say it's not. Only people that don't compete are losers. Like the only people that say, "Oh, it's not a competition," are losers. I'm like, it's a competition in everything you do. And it's like, it's okay. Look, man, and it's okay to compete and lose. And I feel like people want to be friends in industries because if I feel like I'm your friend, there's no real loss. It's like, oh, I'm like, no, dude, life is a scoreboard because the clock eventually is going to strike zero.
Does it suck to lose?
It does. It's terrible.
It sucks.
It hurts my soul.
Yes, it hurts. But we also look at, hey, it sucked, but I survived.
Yeah.
And I can move on to the next one. And I had those days, like last week I had to go do a corporate event and this party sucked. Absolutely sucked. But I looked at my paycheck.
You're like, yeah, dude, I
was like, because I couldn't catch a groove. Mavs were losing at the same time.
Shit show.
And it was just like nobody.
Be honest, there's probably a bunch of old white dudes.
It was a tech event, so there was a lot of nerds.
Yeah, there's a lot of nerds.
They weren't
a lot of boots, a lot of nerds.
A lot of nerds, and I mean, when I say it was probably 9-to-1 dude to female ratio.
Total sausage fest.
It's 100 sausage fest, and again. No hate on the event.
Yeah, but they're not.
But I was like, y'all
white nerdy dudes aren't hitting the dance floor, bro. We get it. Like
y'all wasn't here for me. Y'all wasn't here for me at all. But like,
there's Chad, Steve. We're all trying to close some business deals, bro. We want to try to listen to my boy Big Sexy Chocolate.
You know what I'm saying? They were like one of the things was like a guy had like 29 patents that he had done. I was like, yo, you're smart. You're way too smart for me. Y'all definitely don't even understand what I'm doing. Yeah. And y'all are like, we're just here to talk and get and move on. Yeah. So I'm like,
that's all right.
Fine. But like you're gonna have those days where it's just like, why am I here? But then also you're like, you count that same blessing because I could be sweating this out in the club for $300.
Yeah, exactly. Or for free, just like, trying to make a name for yourself, right? Like,
and just trying to make a name. The first gig that I ever had, Graham Central Station.
Holy shit. Graham Central Station. Yeah, there was Texas. One in Austin right outside.
Yeah, the one there was one in Austin.
Oh, dude. Buckle Bunnies. Yeah.
I was making $7 an hour. That was my first Residency.
Because they had like the 5-6 clubs,
5 rooms. Yeah. And it was Denim and Diamonds, Zazu. Yeah. I started off in Bell Bottoms. They had Top Cats, which was supposed to be like a Coyote Ugly, and a karaoke room.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Let me tell you, I would DJ in the Bell Bottoms, which was the 70s room. Then I go jump in the karaoke room, be singing in there. Then all of a sudden they be having me hosting wet T-shirt contests. Whatever happened to those, by the way? Yeah, we don't do. We got to be politically correct now. Yeah, but like they would have me like do all this type of stuff. But then, and again for $7 an hour. It's like I really started to understand the entertainment side of things and how you gotta pop into everything. Because I would the wet T-shirt contest would be in the Denim and Diamonds country room. Then I go jump in the hip hop room and start DJing there.
Gotta relate to everybody.
Yeah. Then I jump into the 70s room and like absolutely annihilate it. But like. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do one song and one song only. And I jump up there and do "Let's Stay Together" by Al Green. Yeah. And absolutely kill it. Drop the mic and go to the next room.
That's awesome.
So like, it's that $7 an hour taught me how to get 6 figures.
Yep.
How to get 7 figures. You know what I'm saying? How to get to the next level, and really humbled me, because that also showed me as a DJ, I will outwork you. Like, I will do 4 or 5 gigs a day. If my time allows it, I'm gonna be there. Whereas there are DJs of like, oh man, I did a show last night, I'm done for the whole weekend. What?
Yeah, it's
like,
crazy. And then wonder why they never make it.
Right. I'm like, we got an after hours we got to go to. And I was talking to one of my managers the other day. I was like, the moves that we need to make is we are going to push and produce the house music that I want to push as an artist. But then we also need to sell this corporate side. We also need to sell this the club side. Then we need to sell the after hour side.
Yeah, you got to have.
I was like, I'll sleep in the car. I'll sleep in the plane. That's what you've got to be able to say, this is where I'm going to catch that sleep. Y'all stop worrying about me. Just get me there.
Yeah.
You know, get me to the church on time. You know what I'm saying? Just get me there.
Just, yeah.
like let's not, I'll make sure that, you know, I'm eating vegetables and doing my thing every single day that I need to do to be healthy, but just get me there. And because I'm going to give the product that they want and the quality that they want. They're going to get not 100%, they're going to get 1,000% of me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what we're trying to give to the world for what we put out as entrepreneurs. And because we know if we give 1,000%, we're going to recoup the benefits on the back end, even when we're dog tired and shut down. And I know you're probably like me, where you have these crazy weeks and it's like adrenaline. You walk in the house and immediately your body just goes, just shut down. And you're like, it's like somebody pulled a lever, and it was like I sat there and just conked out. And like, you don't even know that your body's doing it.
Yeah, but it's done.
It's just done.
That's happened to me on Saturday night.
Right. But you come in and and then the next day you get up on that Monday.
Do it all over again.
It
doesn't stop. It's like, I don't remember who said it, but it was like, you have the opportunity of a lifetime, but it means nothing if you don't take advantage of it in a lifetime of the opportunity. And so it's like, I might not ever get this chance again. And so you're sleeping on an opportunity that's in front of you. The opportunity you've been begging for is right here, and you're not even trying to take advantage of it. And it's like, man, well, if you come from where I come from, like, I was homeless at 14. I slept on a park bench. I had no money. I had no place to live. I had no parents. So I'm like, hey, man, I don't want to ever go back there. And you think that it's not going to happen to you until it does. And you're 1 or 2 wrong moves away from being there and putting your family in that place. And so I'm like, hey, man, I can promise you one thing. I'm never going back there again. So I don't care what it takes. And it was, man, we had friends over on Saturday. It was a stressful week, long week. I probably literally last week worked the most hours of my life. There was days that I start my day at 5 a.m. every day, 6 a.m. And there was a couple of days last week it was midnight, So Saturday we had friends over for a birthday. And people were still at my house at like 12:30. And bro, I was sitting on the couch, and I woke up, and there was literally like, my arm was soaked from drool, and I was like, oh, and there was still like 4 people. I didn't know where I was at, and my body had just shut down. And they were like, oh yeah, dude, you passed out like sitting up, which is rare for me. But I was just done, man. And it was like next day's Father's Day, and it's like, hey, dude, we got up, and like, I'm one of those guys, like, I want to be with my kids. So I'm like, what do y'all want to do? They're like, Dad, we want to go to the animal house, which is the zoo. So we go to the zoo, 100-degree heat, and we're there all day, dude, from like 10 to 3 or 4, but time of our life. And it's like, guess what? I'm tired still, but it gets up Monday morning, 5 a.m. It all starts over again. I want to ask you this. Obviously, I think it's really cool to be a Cowboys fan in Dallas. I think we're a member at the Cowboys Club. We always go up there and eat. It's great.
Man, we got to link up. I run the DJs over there.
Do you?
Yeah.
I always say that. I was telling him the other day, we took my buddy up there from Florida. I go, bro, you should see it like on a Friday or Saturday. They'll bring a DJ in, and it's dope, or on games. And I go, hey, bro, you'll see all these Cougars hit the dance floor. I was like, it's great, dude. I was like, but you know what I like about it? They all throw it down. Because usually, typically, when you go to a place like that, you're like, no, man, they throw it down. I was like laughing. But it is cool to be a Cowboys fan, because like, even my buddy was like, man, this is wild, like practice. I go, oh, yeah, they do it in there. And then there's a Cowboys Club. And then, there's Cowboys Fit, and it's like, to be a Cowboys fan is really cool. He set them up. But for you, you've been doing it, how long you say? 16 years? So 16 years. Like, what's been the coolest experience, obviously, besides the Cowboys games? Like, what's been the coolest experience for you as the first question?
There's a few. The first off is the Plaza. So the Plaza has, so how it all started, I got a phone call 2009. The friend of mine, we used to work for FC Dallas. She called me and said, "Hey, how would you like to do a Cowboys game?" You know, I'm on the other line. I'm jumping down, losing my shit. But I gotta be calm. Gotta keep it cool.
Yeah.
So I'm like, of course, I would love to do a Cowboys game. That's exactly how I said it. I was like,
awesome.
So she gives me the date, and it was I forgot the date exactly. It was November, but the Cowboys against the Redskins at that time, Commanders.
Yeah, Redskins.
So and all of a sudden, I think we're down 2 points. We got to kick a field goal to win, and I roll out with this rickety stand, 2 Behringer speakers, 2 CDJ 800s, and a Behringer mixer, and I roll them all out onto the Plaza. And the Plaza is not even like it was. They were talking about doing like a corral like they had at the old stadium, and it's on the west side where I am now, and I'm praying. I'm like, my dad is with me. I take him to the game because I was like, it's our first game. Let's just go do this, Pops.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And he's like, my dad is my assistant at that time. And so we sit there and we pray. When I tell you, we prayed so hard, like, and Tony Romo pulled his whole, like, I'm just going to pull a Hail Mary. He flips left, turns right, drops a dime over to Dez, and we get in the field goal range. We kick it, hit it, and all of a sudden I have a flood of people just run outside. And I start playing, and I've got 4,000 people doing the Cupid Shuffle.
That's awesome.
And there was a guy, I forgot his name. Security runs up to me, and I'm just going off at this time. And mind you, small speakers, but we're doing the thing. Yeah. And security's like, shut it down. It's getting too rowdy out here. Boop! I shut the music off. This dude runs up to me and he goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And I go, "That dude told me to shut off the music." He looks at him, "You're fired. DJ, keep this party going."
Let's go.
And I was like, okay. We turned up. And that was the first moment and experience with the Cowboys. Then I'm just praying for the next call. They call me for a couple other games. They start moving me around in different places. Then the next season, and then I'm at what's his name? Toby Keith. I'm at Toby Keith's bar in Vegas.
That's awesome. Yeah.
With one of my business partners, and I get a phone call saying, "Hey, would you like to come back next year for and be the DJ for the Cowboys?" I was like, let's go.
Yeah, yes.
And they moved around, like they didn't have any other DJs in the stadium, and like so it was just me, and then you had the bowl DJ. So I'm like, let's go, let's do this. So then I come back, and then we start to build these plazas. I'm on the east side doing a thing. I move to the top, to the upstairs, and then they finally found like a spot for us. And then we have the whole plaza.
That's amazing.
The whole plaza it now becomes a big media thing. We've got Media West doing the full stage program, and we've got cameras. So now it's not just me; it's the whole team. We have people on the east side, people on the west side. We've got in game. We've got cheerleaders. We've got rhythm and blue dancers coming out. The coolest thing is the first time we had a concert, Pat Green.
Wow.
So Pat Green, the legend.
Yeah.
And I went to Texas Tech, so I know some Pat. And Pat Green comes out, and so it's cool. Then we had like Reckless Kelly out there. We had some different bands, and it was really cool. The moment that I knew that I was the guy was grand opening of the Star, Pat Green again. And we had met over the years, done a few shows. And I'm about to go on, and Pat looks back. He goes, "DJ, scratch for me." So we're playing a song, and he's playing a song. So I start scratching over his stuff, and then he goes, "DJ, what song have we not done what do you feel like listen to? And it's like just all the crowd. Jerry's up top and everybody. I was like, we haven't done Wave on Wave.
That's a fucking jam too, yeah.
And so,
Have Verde, let's go.
All of a sudden, me and Pat Green duo, I started singing Wave on Wave with him. Came upon me, wave on wave. You're the reason I'm still here.
Great song.
And he's like, he looks back, and all of a sudden he comes back, and now me and him he comes over to my mic, and it's a full duo at that point, and I've got all eyes on me, like from the Jones to everybody within the whole organization, and I'm like, oh shit. But like that was kind of like this moment of this is home, and this is your team. This is I Bleed Blue, because
love that.
And real talk, before I even came to the Cowboys, like there's a video like back in 2003 when we were winning championships that like I'm in 5th grade and I'm doing the shark from Kenny to Gant, stuff like you know, like we're doing that. That's great on the news. But I was a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan.
Really?
Because I absolutely was obsessed with Warren Sapp.
That's awesome.
Like,
yeah.
And that was Tony Dungy's team, not John Gruden. I said what I said. that won the Super Bowl. And I just didn't want to fit into the mold of Dallas. Like, oh, everybody's a Cowboys fan. Cowboys fan. I was trying not to do it.
And then you got hooked in.
And I got hooked in. And again, seeing how the whole entire organization runs from the top down and bottom back up is such a classy, well-oiled machine that you understand great. Like, again, the Lakers, same exact thing.
Yeah, top to bottom. Yeah, winners win it from the top.
And love my Mavs. Celtics, same exact type of organization. And all those organizations, they are always going to be
starts at the top
tier.
Yeah, that's it.
And it starts at that top. And this is, again, this is why I like being a part of it and being able to be the face of the music is really awesome. And then now they, going out to camp with them, and now
it's really special.
Having the respect of QB1.
That's crazy.
And QB1, like, Dak is a cool dude.
Yeah.
There's not a bad word you can say about that man. And he's just down to earth. And again, just like Micah, there's a fire in that man's eyes to see, and you just start to see these individuals that you respect as men.
Yeah, it's not about the play. It's not even super. You hang out with so many people that, like, I've been blessed. I hate to say famous because I just like they're just people, man.
Right, they're just people.
You just treat them like, and then they want you around people. And I know, Cozy. We got it. Are we time right? Yeah. So last one because I want to know. So the ultimate, I would say, the ultimate Cowboys fan is Post Malone.
Yeah.
Like, but how's it
crazy
working?
Story on that one?
Because you know why, and I want to know your thoughts on this. I'm weird. I listen to only hip hop or country music.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's
now you got both.
Oldest. So I actually funny. So I was not a Post Malone fan. Music, like the person, I thought it was so cool of him what he always did with fans, and I respect people that do that. Like that to patrons fans, but this music, it just wasn't my thing. I literally like rap it's like Biggie, bro. It's
right.
It's Nipsey. Like that's just what I listen to, and I listen to country. And when he did that special during COVID, and I told my wife, I go, holy shit, he's gonna be a country music star. She was like, no. I was like, I'm telling you. I was like, that kid's got it. He should have been doing country this whole time. He's a superstar. And then he never really did much. And then now I'm like, I can't ask. I'm like, dude, I texted him the other day. I go, I think I've listened to this song 5,000 times.
You guys had some help. That's the one,
dude. That one, but even he does. He played one at AMC earlier awards, and then he's done Pickup Man. We did with Joe Diffie.
Right.
I'm Gonna Miss Her. You did with Brad Paisley. And then I know he's got the new one with Blake Shelton. I'm like, dude, this kid is an absolute freaking star.
He's a phenomenon. Like,
it's crazy.
I'm the first DJ ever to play White Iverson.
Really?
So crazy story. His dad was the food and beverage manager for AT&T Stadium for 20 years.
Wow. There's
a picture on my IG. You'll see Rich. He brought Thanksgiving dinner out for me at one game. And there's also in I can't remember. You don't say 2014, right before he popped, right when he popped. I had gotten, 2013. His dad was like, "Hey, play my son's track," and hands me the CD at the time. So I had to move it over to digital play on my laptop.
Yeah.
And I was playing it at games before anybody else, and then boom,
Blew up.
Takes
That's
off.
crazy.
And he is the most humble, regular, down to earth dude that you will ever meet in your whole entire life. You won't even know. You just know he's Post Malone, but you're like,
you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know he's Post Malone.
No.
And that's also comes to a credit of his father.
Yeah.
His father is just rich as like this dude. He has these. He had I haven't seen in a while, but he had these huge like mun chops, like Elvis style.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They were
old school.
It was old school. But his dad is a musician also, and watching Post grow and still be the same level of a person.
Yeah.
The dude just literally played. We did Dak's charity event. He flew out the next week and played the Louvre in Paris. The first person to play
crazy.
Ever.
Well, he did too. So this is funny. So I did a private tour at Graceland. So they do these after hours.
Yeah.
So they shut down the place and they take you after. So it's like after 5 when they close. And so we're doing a tour, and he played Elvis song there. He did the concert there or whatever, and they were like, "Yeah, he's the first one we ever allowed to jump in the pool." We were like, "No." And then they were like, "He wants to jump in the pool when he's done," and he did. And that's like crazy because like they don't let anyone do anything at Graceland,
right.
And they were like, "Yeah, we let Post jump in because it's just who he is." But I see him with country, and I'm like, "Bro, this guy." I don't want to say like revive country music, but I literally feel like he revived country music. Like Morgan Wallen and those guys were doing some incredible stuff. But I felt like what Post is doing is he's bringing back this kind of old school but new school.
Right.
And he's just having fun with it, which is to me was like nothing was better than like 90s country. Because I felt like even if it was sad, people had fun with it. And it was like, but what he's doing, I don't know if obviously it's never been done, but I'm like, this guy could literally take over country. Well, he already has. He had the most downloaded song ever.
He's reviving music.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like I don't even just say country music. He's reviving music.
It's wild.
The hip hop game is dead.
Yeah.
The country music was dead. The rock music dead. Like and what we're searching for now is quality, lyrical, with great musicianship behind it.
Yeah.
And he can do it all himself with great arrangement. And that's what makes him a great artist.
Yeah, it's wild.
And you're seeing it, with what he's doing with country. And I'm like, I'm just ready to see what he's gonna do next.
It's just like watching him accuse it. So shout out to him, man. I respect. It's like, dude, he's just so talented. I know that's all I can do this all day.
Yeah.
I know we went over. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
We'll definitely link up, and we got to do it again. That'd be great. I think we got to do it again. We need to get somebody on and do it together on an episode. That'd be dope.
I'm in.
And to do some DJ tracks. That'd be dope.
I'm in.
I'm in somewhere. So I appreciate you coming on. That's all we got. How do people find you?
Yo, you can find me at Blackbeard. It's at 13lack beard. Like 13lackbeard, but 13lack beard. Appreciate the love. Thank y'all for having me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.